Hi guys, Jenna here. I want to talk to you today about feminine hygiene products, and more specifically, reusable feminine hygiene products. So I got some visual aids over here. If I look down, that's what I'm doing. I also have some notes up here. If I look down, I'm reading them. And also, I'm sorry if you hear anything. My birds are around the corner, and my dog's outside, and my daughter's playing in the living room, so she's kind of noisy. So let's look at the options we all know. We got a pad. It's paper. It's got a plastic thing, the wrapper. We got a tampon. It has an applicator and a string, and it had a wrapper, but it's gone now. But yeah, so those are the options, right? Like, that's what we always thought. That's what we were told by our moms. That's what we were told in health class. Those are your options. You go to the store, that's what they have. You don't think there's anything else. But there is. There is something else. Now, let's talk about those disposable ones first off. These things are made of a semi-synthetic substance called rayon instead of real cotton. And that's bleached. And during that final stage of production, the bleaching process releases dioxins from the rayon as a byproduct. Now, a dioxin is a carcinogenic chemical listed by the EPA as the most toxic of all cancer-linked chemicals. And that's really scary. Anyways, these dioxins accumulate in our body's fats, and they get greater and greater over time as we're using these products and any other products that contain dioxins. And as these concentrations get higher, a list of your health conditions will rise as well. In small quantities, dioxins can cause birth defects, reproductive disease, including endometriosis, immune system suppression, skin and liver disease, and genetic damage in lab animals. And actually, dioxins were banned in most countries, but they're still allowed in products in the US and Canada. Now, most pads, especially, like this is for the pads, they contain a substance called SAP, which stands for superabsorbent polymer. And that's like the gel that when it gets wet, it turns into a gel. And this chemical can cause skin irritations, severe allergic reactions, including vomiting, staph infections, and fever. Sorry about that. I had to go get Matilda. She was freaking out in there. Now she's going to join us in here on the floor in her bumpo chair to talk about our wonderful conversation. Okay, so let's move on to our reusable feminine hygiene products. So let's go with pads first of all. That's an easy one. So this is how I store my cloth pads in a little container. It goes underneath my sink in my bathroom and just in the little container. Now, I'm not a big pad person anyways, but I use them for postpartum bleeding with my daughter, and they work really good. But usually, I don't panty liner here or there, but that's about it for me and pads. But they come in so many different varieties. I got mine off Etsy. I'm going to put the link in the bottom bar. I have, I think, 2 different Etsy stores that I bought these ones from. And you can get it in any fabrics, any kind of designs you want. Let's go over some of the ones that I got. So, very simply, here's a simple one. It's just plain old. It's got fleece. It's got Zorb in the inside. It has a little design on the back. It has snaps, wings, snaps around your underwear. That's basically it. I also have nighttime ones. They're just the same, bigger, same material. And then I have ones that are PUL backed, waterproof action for nighttime. So you can get it in those fabrics. You can get it in natural fabrics, hemp, bamboo, cotton, whatever you really need. So if you're allergic to synthetic fibers, you can go the natural route. Anything really goes. And when you're done using these guys, all you do, take it off, fold it, and you snap it together. It's like a little pocket. And that's basically it. You can get a little wet bag to put in your purse. I don't use these out of the house, so I don't have one to show you. But you can get those in Etsy too. You can get, like, it's called a small wet bag or mama cloth wet bag. That's what all the cloth pads are called, mama cloth. So you can get one of those. You just put it in your purse, throw these in, get a new one out, put it on, you're good. And those are really simple. You just throw them in the wash. You can wash them with, like, for me, I like to wash them with like towels or something like that. You can even throw them in with your cloth diapers if you so choose. And I just wash them with my regular laundry detergent, but you could use cloth-friendly detergent if you had that. If you run into any problems, you could use that. At home, I just have a wet bag like this underneath my sink, put everything in there, and then I wash it when I'm all done. It's really, really simple. And there's no waste. I mean, with this guy, you not only have this part you're throwing away, but you have this, you have this, you have the box it comes in. There's so much stuff that goes into it. Why waste all that? Okay, so we went over the cloth pads, mama cloth, and now we're going to go over menstrual cups. Menstrual cups, there's a little more to it. I got a few more points on them. Okay, so I have the Diva Cup, and this is the box. Box it comes in, mine's all squashed, but box it comes in. They come in 2 sizes. They say that the second size is for people who've had kids or for over 30, I believe. I've had a baby and I use the size 1 and I don't have a problem with it. So I think it's really like depends on you. But the size 2 is like a little bit bigger. And there are so many versions of menstrual cups out there, and like there's so many. I have the Diva Cup. Comes with a little bag. Some of them don't. But this is how I store it. It goes in my little bin underneath my sink. Okay, so in here, there it is. So it looks weird, I know. And I thought so at the beginning too. But all you have to do with this guy is wash it. Wash it with soap. I use a glycerin-based soap, and I haven't had any problems with that. This is it. Now, mine's made of medical silicone, but you can get them in natural gum rubber as well. And all you do is insert it, and it collects blood rather than absorbing it like one of these. And when it's time to remove it, you take it out, you dump it in the toilet, and you wash it. You can get I have the glycerin-based soap, but you can also get like a cleaner, a specific cleaner. Diva Cup makes a specific cleaner, and I think a few other brands do. But basically, you put it in, you take it out, you dump it, you wash it, you put it back in. And all you have to do for cleaning these is the soap in between inserting it, and then when you're all done, finished your period, you just boil it. And that's it. Some people will also use like a peroxide solution and soak it. I think the boiling is the easiest way. But yeah, that's it. That's basically it. And there's a million different ways to fold this to get it in. Like I use the one fold, you can fold it in half, whatever. I'm going to post a link in the bottom bar to a list of a bunch of different ways to fold it, and you can find out what works best for you. But yeah, it's very, very simple. So anyway, the pros. What are the pros of the menstrual cup? Well, it doesn't mess with your natural balance of moisture, pH, or natural bacteria. And that helps with yeast infections. I mean, you're not messing with anything down there. And you're not drying it out with sucking up all that moisture, which is great. There's no risk of toxic shock syndrome like there is with tampons. So you actually only have to empty your menstrual cup every 12 hours. So in the morning when you get up and at night before you go to bed. And the average menstrual cycle, a woman releases somewhere around 35 milliliters of fluid. So you really don't have to change it that often. If you have an extremely heavy flow and you really need to change it, you can change it in between. But really, you won't have to. If you are pretty regular, even if you think you're a heavy flow person, really, you'll be amazed by the amount that comes out. So you only really need to change it every 12 hours, which is pretty simple. I mean, I basically forget that I even am on my period. I can just go around town, do whatever I need to do, and I don't have to change anything. I don't have to worry about it being in my bag. Do I have enough? Where's the bathroom? That kind of thing. And people think, oh, what am I going to do? Am I going to be out and about and I'm going to have to change this cup in the middle of a bathroom stall? No, you really aren't going to be doing that. And if you do run into a problem where you do need to change it in the bathroom stall, you just dump it out, wipe it off, and reinsert it. You don't have to go out and rinse it out when you're in that kind of emergency situation. So besides that, the cup costs between $15 and $50 depending on which brand you go with. And it lasts for 5 to 10 years, also depending on which brand you go with. And that compared to tampons and pads is like an amazing savings. Like, think about how much that you are wasting. You're buying stuff and you're throwing it away. Like, that's it's amazing how much that we spend and waste. So since this cup doesn't absorb your natural moisture, you can actually insert it before your period even starts. If you're thinking, oh, maybe I'm going to have my period on Tuesday, you can put it in that morning, and even if you don't get it that day, you're still good. You don't have any sort of moisture irritation or scratchiness from pulling out a dry tampon. You can use it, and you won't be caught off guard. You can be prepared for your period. Also, vacations are awesome. All you have to do is stick this little thing in here, and that is it. This guy is all you need in your suitcase. No counting pads, no counting tampons. It's really, really awesome for vacations. It's soft. So, like I said, pulling out those dry, scratchy tampons, not going to happen. This guy's soft. It's gentle. You're not going to cause trauma to those delicate areas down there. It's awesome. I know I say awesome a lot, but I'm really, really in love with this product. And lastly, good for the environment, obviously. Over 12 billion pads and tampons are used once and then disposed of in a year. Like, that's insane. So, no more filling the landfill with our used pads and tampons, and that's it. Obviously, when there's pros, there's also cons. So we have a couple cons on the menstrual cup. So they're difficult to find. You either have to look online, like there's a few health food stores and a few drugstores carry them. I think London Drugs carries the Diva Cup, and the health food store in my town here carries the Diva Cup. But in order to find a vast variety of menstrual cups, you're going to have to look online, which, I mean, can take time. You got to order, you got to wait for it to come in, that sort of thing. But really, not that big of a deal. They take a little practice to get in perfectly. There are a few videos on YouTube that show you exactly how to fold it, stick it in, how to remove it, all that jazz. It just takes a little practice. For me, it took probably 2 times of using it before I got it exactly perfect the way it was comfortable for me. And so that's not really that big of a deal. But I don't find it any more difficult than when you were on pads, when you were like 14, and then you switched to tampons. It's really, you just need to get used to using it. And that's basically it. Okay, so this was my first time using these reusable feminine hygiene products. I mean, I used the pads a while ago, but this is my first time using the cup. And all I have to say is, wow, like this, where has this been all my life? It's super easy, it's super convenient. I mean, it looks weird, you think, this is gonna be messy, whatever. It's really not. Hands can be washed, and once you get it down, you're good. You won't be messy. Just remember that you can look online, you can find a cup that suits you. There's different styles, different brands, and there's even ones, small ones, big ones, one's for virgins, one's for non-virgins, all that kind of stuff. Just go out, have a look, and see what suits you. And I really hope that these products become more widely available, become more widely known. They're out there. They're better for you. They're better for the environment. Anyways, thanks for watching. Bye.